Can you just brief me what we have seen in the last class? What are the topics that we have covered in the last class? What is a network? Anyone
It's
in
a set of devices connected by
The
communication
network is a
links.
set of devices connected by communication link.
What can be a link? What can be a link?
Link can be cable, optical,
Cable.
fiber, or any medium which can transport a signal carrying information. Ma'am.
Very good. Okay. What are the three kinds of data flow? Communication modes.
simplex, soft duplex, and full duplex.
Okay. What is
Simplex,
simplex?
full
What is
duplex.
simplex?
It is unidirectional, ma'am.
Simplex
Only one way
is communication where unidirectional.
Okay. What is half duplex?
Communication can be in both ways, but not at the same.
Have certain time for each.
Okay. So communication is possible in two directions, but not at the same time. Okay. Right. What is duplex or full duplex?
The data
Communication can be at
both
both
directions.
directions,
But
but
simultaneous.
Yeah.
both.
Both directions at the same time. Okay. Right.
The transmit and receive.
What are the various components in data communication?
Simultaneously.
Message.
Sender,
Okay.
receiver,
Message, sender, receiver, transmission medium, protocol.
Transmission
And okay.
medium, protocol.
Okay. What are the four fundamental characteristics that data communication depends on?
Delivery, accuracy,
Delivery,
timeliness,
accuracy, timeliness, jitter.
And the jitter. Okay, fine. Okay, what are certain criterias, network criterias?
Three network criteria.
Performance,
reliability, and security, ma'am.
Very good. What are the two types of connection?
point to point,
Point-to-point connection and multi-point connection.
Okay. What is point-to-point connection?
It provides devices are connected with cable, ma'am.
Point-to-point connection provides a dedicated link between two devices.
Okay, the entire capacity of the link is reserved for transmission between these two devices only. Okay, fine. And what is multi-point or multi-drop connection?
Multi-recipients of a single
Only
connection.
single link
Specific
can
devices share a
share
single
two
link.
devices, ma'am.
Connected to same cable.
Okay, more than two specific devices share a single link. That is called as multi-point connection. Okay, in today's class, we'll move on to the next topic in the syllabus. In today's class, we'll be looking into various topologies. So the various topologies are like the first one is the mesh topology. Second one is star topology. Third one is bus and the fourth one is ring and the other one is hybrid topology. We have discussed like what is the definition of topology. So physical topology refers to the way in which a network is laid out physically. And here the device means that it can be a computer, it can be any workstation, it can be a mobile phone. So all these are considered to be the devices. How these devices are connected is nothing but the topology. Okay, and two or more links. Okay, so the connection between these devices make up the topology. So topology of a network is presentation of the relationship between the nodes and the links. So let us look into the first topology. The first topology is the mesh topology. I hope everybody can see this slide, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So here, as you can see in the diagram, there are 5 workstations here. All these 5 workstations do have connections between them. So each and every workstation is divided, is connected to every other workstation. So you can see that, okay, so there is a link because, for example, so let me say that how many devices are here. There are 5 devices, and each and every device is connected to the rest of the n-1 devices, which are 4 devices. So you can see that there is a link between this, say for example, this is the first node. So this first node is connected to this one. There is a link here, there is a link here, and there is a link here, and there is a link here. Okay, so each and every device, for example, there are 5 devices. Each and every device will be having 4 connections. In the similar way, if you consider this station, so this is the second station, which is again having 4 links. Okay, so this is to the first one and the second one and the third one and the fourth one. Okay, right. In the similar way, this workstation also will be having 4 links. Okay, so this is the one which is connecting these two, and this is the link which is connecting these two, and this is the link which is connecting these two, and this is the link which is connecting these two. Okay, likewise for this station and this station also. So as you can see, like for example, if we say that there are n nodes, the first node, okay, so node 1 must be connected to every other node, that is n-1 nodes. So here we are taking an example of 5 nodes. So each and every node will be having 4 links. So second node also is having a link to the other rest of the 4 nodes. Likewise, the last node also will be having 4 links over here. So for the entire network, we need n into n-1 physical links. Okay. So for example, if the link is duplex, meaning that the two-way communication, we know what is duplex and full duplex. Duplex is also called as full duplex. So full duplex connection is where two-way communication is possible at the same time. So if if the connection is duplex, then we will be needing n into n-1 by 2 links. Okay, so half of it is enough because one link will serve the purpose for both the directions. So that's why by 2. Okay, for example, here we are saying like so we are have n is 5 here. So 5 into 5 minus 1, which is 4. 5 fours are 20. So we need 20 links. Okay, so we need 20 links to actually make a network with 5 devices. If it is duplex, then 20 by 2, which will be 10 links you need over here. Okay, so you can see that we are having 10 links, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so you can see 10 links over here because we are assuming that each and every link is a duplex connection. So this is a mesh topology. So what is the definition? Every device has a dedicated link. So link carries, dedicated means what is meant by dedicated? Dedicated means that link carries traffic only between the 2 devices it connects. Okay, and it is a point-to-point link connection. So you can see that it is a point-to-point link connection to every other device. So this is considered to be a mesh topology. I hope everybody understood this. Clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, let us move on to this particular diagram. Okay, so herein I am again showing a mesh topology wherein there are 4 devices. Okay, so you can see that this is a duplex link wherein the communication can happen in both the directions. Okay, and so you can see every node is connected to every other node. So this node is having a connection to this node as well as to this node and this node. Okay, so it's an example of point-to-point connection and a duplex connection. Okay, so if it is half, it can also be half duplex. If it is half duplex, then there will be again another link back. So now let us look into one of the advantages of mesh topology. Say for example, okay, say for example, this link is gone. Okay, so say for example, this link has failed. Okay, so there is some fault with this particular link, but still the transmission will not stop. Okay, so there will be other 2 links which will actually take the data to this particular node. This node will still be in the network, and even if this link is lost, for example, I'm saying that this link is failed. Okay, so there is a failure that occurred within this link. but still the data can be sent to this one. How it can be sent? So this node, for example, if it wants to, because this link is gone, right? Say I'm saying this node is X and this node is Y, okay? And I want to send data from X node to Y node, and the link between X and Y is lost. Okay, so in that case, still the communication can be established through the other path. Okay, so the other path can be like the data can be transferred to this one, and from this to this one, and this to this one. Still the data can be transmitted. And or else there is another path also over here. Directly this link is there, so it can come here and come over here. So the shortest path, whatever it is, it will choose according to the algorithms that are there. So there can be a communication between this X and Y. This is one of the advantages is with the mesh topology. Any link by fact, if you take it is down. Okay, so the computer will be choosing. Okay, so the network will be choosing another path to reach to that particular node, and there will be another path also because every node is connected to every node. So there will be so many paths leading to a particular destination. So it will be choosing any of the available optimal paths to reach to the destination. So this is one of the advantages of the mesh topology. So let us look at advantages in detail. Now the first advantage of the mesh topology is that it uses dedicated links that guarantees that each connection can carry its own data load. So because we are having a dedicated link, what happens is as I already told you, the channel capacity will be used completely for transmission between data transmission between those two links only. So unnecessary traffic will not be there. Okay, so eliminating the traffic problem because that link is used only between the two devices, say X and Y. So only this transmission between this X and Y, if any data to be transmitted between this X and Y, this link will be used. So if, for example, I'm having Z over here and Z wants to send the data to Y, it will not choose this line. And Z also will be having a dedicated line to X and Y back. So what happens here is, so the traffic that Z wants to send to Y will not come into this path. Okay, so since it is having its own path, so that's why the traffic problems will be eliminated, and the connection guarantees that it can carry its own data load. So this is one of the advantages because there are multiple, when links must be shared by multiple devices, obviously there will be traffic problem because now here we have dedicated links. The data will be transferred from one node to another, which is intended for the both nodes only. And the second advantage is that the mesh topology is robust. Robust means that that's what I have explained you over here. In case if there is some failure, still the data transmission will not be stopped. So that is what is called as robustness. And mesh topology will give you that robustness. There is advantage of privacy and security because there are dedicated links between the two nodes. And fault detection also becomes easy because you know like which link is gone down. So that identification of fault and isolation becomes very easy in the mesh topology. So these are all the advantages of mesh topology. And coming to the disadvantages of mesh topology, since there is a dedicated link, as I already gave you a calculation for the number of links. If there are n nodes, we need n into n minus 1 links, right? So what happens is the number of the amount of cabling and the number of input and output ports becomes more. Okay, because each and every node, for example, if you take this example, so this node need to have 3 connections. Okay, so it need 3 ports because there are 3 other computers it need to connect to. So it need 3 ports and it need 3 cabling wire. Okay, so it need a cable wire here, it need a cable wire here, and it need a cable wire here. So the amount of cabling and the number of input and output ports required will be more as the network size increases. Okay, right, it depends on the network size. Okay, the amount of cabling will increase, and installation and reconnections are difficult because if you introduce one a device into the network, you need to make n-1 connections. So that is again a disadvantage, and the bulk wiring can be greater than available space in the walls and floors and ceilings, because the wiring goes into the floors and into the ceilings and into the wall. So because there are so many connections over here, n into n minus 1 connections, so maybe the available space in the floors and in the walls and the ceilings may not be sufficient if you are using mesh topology. And we need hardware to connect each link is expensive, because you need different so many ports and so many connections, so the hardware can be expensive. So these are all the disadvantages of mesh topology, and these are advantages of mesh topology. And example of mesh topology is your internet. Internet is an example of your mesh topology, and military organizations often use mesh topology to avoid breakdowns in communication, because they do not want the communication to be lost. So mesh topology is ideal to actually be connected to other device even if one link fails. Okay, so if one link is failed, so nothing happens to the network, still you have another path to reach to that particular node. So that's why military organizations use mesh topology, and cities are increasingly using wireless mesh networks. So they are using that to monitor traffic flow and sewage treatment, and to help control street lighting, because if one connection is lost and you have another path, so that is one of the sole big advantage of the mesh topology. And emergency services such as police and fire service also use wireless mesh network to ensure that communication is reliable. That's what I told you, the communication is reliable because we have different paths to reach to a particular node even if the other links fail. And some utility companies, okay, so like gas and electric uses mesh topology to allow smart meters to send readings automatically and all that. So these are application areas of the mesh topology. And internet also uses mesh topology for connection between the devices. Is it clear to everyone what is mesh topology?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let us look into the next topology, which is the star topology. So star topology is you can see that in the diagram which depicts a star topology, wherein the stations are connected to a central point, and this central point is called as a hub. Okay, so it can be a hub or it can be a switch. A star topology, okay, so each device has a dedicated point-to-point link to a central controller called the hub. You can see this is the station 1. The station 1 is connected to the hub, and station 2 is connected. So say that this is station 2 and this is station 1. Like station, do not confuse, it can be a computer. Okay, so station represents a computer. So say you are having 4 PCs, all these 4 PCs are connected to a hub. Say for example, station 1, PC1 wants to send a message to PC4. Okay, so if PC1 wants to send a message, so they want to be in a connection, so they wants to share the information by transmitting. Okay, so in that case what happens is station 1 cannot communicate directly to station 4. It cannot do the communication directly like this. If it was mesh topology, it would have done it, but it is a star topology, it cannot directly contact station 4. Now what station 1 will do is it will send the data to the hub, and the hub will send it to the station 4. Okay, so this is the hub, the purpose of the hub. Every station will be connected to the hub, and this hub acts as an exchanger. Okay, so if one device wants to send data to another, it sends the data to the controller, and which then relays the data to the other connected device. Like I gave you an example, right? For example, 2 wants to communicate to 3, it cannot directly do that. So the data goes like this to the hub and then comes back to the station 3. Okay, right. So this is the star topology, and this is a hub in reality. So whenever you see this, these kind of hubs are there in our college also. So you can just have a look at them. So these are hubs and these are ports. Okay, so you can see these are ports, and we connect PCs to these particular ports. You can say that this station is connected to this port, and this station is connected to this port, and all that. So you can say that these are the ports, and so you can see that this is a 6-port hub. Okay, so there can be 6 connections that can happen to this particular hub. So likewise, there will be hubs with the different capacities. So based on that, we'll be having a connection. Now, the difference between hub and switch is switch and hub both are same. But the difference is that hub will actually transmit the entire data to all the devices. Even if I want to send the data from 1 to 4, the other stations also receive the data, but they'll reject it. Or because 4 is waiting for the data communication, so 4 will take the data, but the other devices also gets the data. So that is hub. But coming to switch, what happens is switch will is more intelligent than hub. It will actually send the data directly to the 4 rather than transmitting it to 2 and 3. It will send directly to the 4. I hope everybody understood the differences between hub and switch. Did you understand the difference between hub and a switch?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is the hub and switch? What is the difference between hub and switch?
Hub sends information to every device, ma'am, but only device which wants the information takes it, ma'am. Whereas switch is more intelligent than hub. It only sends the information to the required station.
Required station. Okay, so because the data that the switch maintains will be different. Like every device will be having a MAC address. Every device will be having a MAC address. So switch will be maintaining this MAC address, but hub will not maintain this MAC address. Okay, so it will just send the data. For example, I want to send the data from 1 to 4 or 2 3 or 2 to 3 or whatever. Okay, so I'm just giving you an example like this. So if it wants to send the data to 1 to 4, what hub does is it sends the data to even 2 and 3 also. Okay, because it will not have this MAC addresses and all that. It will just send the data to every other device. Whichever device wants the data will take it. But now coming to the switch, switch will maintain the MAC address. Okay, since the switch will maintain the MAC address, it can actually send it to the device which is matching with the MAC address of the destination. So that is a hub and a switch. Okay, so generally we will be using hub for the star topology. But if you are using a hub, what happens is there is a drawback over here because you are wasting the bandwidth. Unnecessarily, you are sending some traffic, you are increasing the traffic in the other links. So that is one of the disadvantage with the hub. Okay, fine. So this is star topology, and so it is less expensive than mesh because of the cabling. Okay, so you do not have that kind of huge cabling that is there in the mesh topology. So you have less, it is less expensive than the mesh topology, and each device needs only one link and one port to connect. That's what, right? So this PC can connect to only one port over here. So it is just connecting to one port. I am just having one link over here. Okay, fine. And this makes it easy to install and reconfigure. So this is the advantage. And robustness, if one link fails, for example, if this link fails, what happens is the communication between to this particular station only is lost. But the other communications between the other devices will be intact. Okay, but if hub is gone, then the entire network comes down. Okay, so the central point, that is one of the disadvantages of the star topology. If the hub goes down, the entire entire network goes down. So if one link fails, only the link is affected, all other links remain active. And fault identification and isolation is easy as long as hub is working. Okay, so if hub is not working, as I told you, the entire network goes down. So this is another diagram to make things clear to you. So this is a hub. And these are all the connections. So you can see that there are 8 systems connected over here to a hub. Okay, so the capacity of the hub is even more, but only 8 systems are connected. So star network topology are commonly used in home networks where the central point is a hub, and unshielded twisted pair, which is called as UTP Ethernet cabling, is generally used to connect devices to the hub. Okay, so the cable that you use from the PC to the hub is a unshielded twisted pair, which is UTP Ethernet. So this is again another diagram which can give you more clarity on what is a star topology. So now let us look into the advantages and disadvantages of star topology. So the dependency of the whole topology on a single point, which is a hub. If hub goes down, the entire system goes down, or the entire network goes down. So this is one of the major disadvantages of the star topology. And star topology is used in local area networks. High-speed LANs often uses star topology with a central hub. Then coming to the advantages, it is high speed and highly scalable network. If you just wanted to add one more computer, you just need one cable and connect that cable to the hub, okay, from the PC to the hub. So you can increase the size of the network by just replacing the hub, okay, so the capacity of the hub, and which is highly efficient because if one link is gone, only that communication to that system is lost, but the other network is intact. And it is a centralized network management because the central point is hub. Okay, any data that needs to be transmitted have to get into the hub, and then only the transmission happens. So the central, it's a centralized network management, and it is safe to use. Because you just have only one cable, we do not have lots of cabling and all that. So there is no point-to-point connections over here. So everything is connected to a hub, and from hub the transmission happens, and it is highly reliable. As I already told you that if one connection is gone, as long as the hub is working, you can expect reliability from the network. And the disadvantages are high maintenance because the hub need to be maintained properly, and the high dependency on the central device, as I already told you. And it is expensive because hubs are expensive, and even if you don't have cabling expense, but the hub is costly and requires additional equipment, that is the hub. And it is an immobile systems because everything need to be connected to the hub through a wire, and wires and cables used in the network get damaged easily. Okay, so since once they get damaged, then the link is lost. And wireless topology systems have star topology systems have low data transfer rates. Okay, so high speed is for the wire connections. Okay, so for the wireless star topology, then it is a disadvantage of data transfer rates. So this is regarding the star topology. I hope everybody understood what is star topology. Clear? Yes. Okay, right. So now let us look into what is a bus topology. So what the topologies that we have seen so far, okay, so the mesh topology that you have seen is a point-to-point connection. Okay, so the mesh topology that you have seen is a point-to-point connection, but coming to the bus topology, it is an example of multi-point connection. Okay, as you can see in the diagram, that there is a backbone over here. So all the devices over here, one long cable, you can see, like this is the long cable that is here, and this long cable acts as a backbone to link all the devices in the network. So you can see that this is a PC, this is a PC, but to show you, to make you understand what is a bus topology, here there are only 3 PCs, but there can be more than 20 or 30 PCs over here, but all the PCs are connected with a long cable which acts as a backbone for this particular backbone to link the devices in the network. Okay, and the nodes over here. So this is a node, right? Station is a node. So this is a PC, this is a PC, and this is a PC. So they are connected to the bus cable. So this is a bus cable. This entire thing that is stretching horizontally over here is the bus cable. So the nodes are connected to the bus cable by a drop lines. You can see this line over here is called as the drop line. Okay, it is a cable. So it is connected to this with the drop lines. And so this drop line, you can see a drop line is a connection running between the device and the main cable. So that's the definition of the drop line. So what is a drop line? Drop line is the connection between the PC and the cable. So that's a drop line. And you can see that there is a tap connector here, which is given in pink color, a square over here, a pink square over here. So which is nothing but a tap. Okay, so this is a tap. What is a tap? A tap is a connector which connects the PC to the cable. Okay, so that is a tap, and at both the ends you can see that this is a terminator. So the vertical pink color lines over here you can see. So these two are considered to be the terminators. So we say that they are terminators T. Okay, so they are terminators. Why we need terminators is because when the signal is propagated, the signal goes like this, right, in the cable. So if there are no terminators, what happens is the signal will come back. And if the signal comes back, then the noise is introduced into it. The signal reflection happens and noise will be introduced. So that's the reason why we'll be having two terminators. So this is terminator 1 and this is terminator 2. Okay, and in between these terminators, you will be having a cable which is the backbone to link to all the devices, and all the stations, all the PCs are connected to this particular cable with a tap, which is also called as T line. Okay, so tap is called as T connection. So this T connection is used to connect the stations into the cable. Okay, so this is regarding the bus topology. So it is an example of multi-point connection. So that's what I have written here. So the bus topology is a multi-point connection. One long cable, which is the backbone to link all the devices in the network, is there, and it is multi-point connection, and nodes are connected to the bus cable by the drop lines and taps. And a drop line is a connection, so between the device and the main cable, and tap is a connector. And what are the advantages of the bus topology? The advantages are ease of installation. If you just want to add one more workstation, what you can do is you can simply give a PC here, connect it through the T line and also a T connector, and also with the drop line. So that's it. So you can scale it. So the installation is easy, and you can also add more devices to it. But the problem here is when you add more devices, there is a metric to actually have a difference between the taps. The taps should not be so close. Okay, so if the taps are so close, what happens is the signal reflection happens and the network will have an issue. So that is one of the drawbacks. So you can add devices, but we always need to see that there is a distance between the taps. If the taps are near, then the signal will degrade. So that is one of the disadvantage, and ease of installation and less cable than mesh and star topologies, because there is only one cable that is running throughout the entire network. And the disadvantages are like you can see that difficult reconnection and fault isolation. So it is because there is only one cable, it will become difficult to identify the fault. And as I already told you, like new devices can be added, but when you are adding the new devices, modification and the replacement of the backbone need to take place, because what happens is the signal reflection at the taps can degrade the quality. Because if the taps are very near, what happens is the signal reflection happens, and the quality of the transmission will degrade. And limit the number of devices and spacing between the devices to have good signal. If you want to have good signal, you have to limit the number of devices per cable, and also the spacing between the devices should be proper. And bus cable failure will cause the entire transmission to stop. What happens is if this cable goes down, the entire network will go down. And bus topology was used in early local area networks. So now we are not using it. So now we are using star and mesh and the ring topology. A fault or break in the bus cable stops all the transmission. So it was used in the early one because the cable is the main backbone here. If the cable goes down, the entire network goes down. So this is regarding the bus topology. Is it clear? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So let us look into the last topology, which is the ring topology. So the ring topology connecting 6 stations over here. So that's an example I have shown, and you can see that each and every station is having. So you can see that each and every station is having a repeater. Okay, so this is called as a repeater. I don't know how many of you remember that if you're having cable connection at home, you just ask the connecting operator, cable operator, he will say that maybe in your street somewhere around there will be a repeater. Okay, so you just ask him, he will show you like where is the repeater. So there will be a repeater in your street itself, in somebody's house he will be putting a box which is called as a repeater. So ring topology, as you can see, each device has a dedicated point-to-point connection with only the two devices on either side of it. If you consider this PC, it will be having one computer on the one side and another computer on another side, and both are point-to-point contacts. So this is point-to-point connection and this is point-to-point connection. So this is what is called as the ring topology. Now what happens is a signal is passed along the ring in one direction, okay, from device to device. Now for example, this particular, so let me take an example. Now, for example, say this station is propagating a signal. So when the signal comes to this particular station, this station will see whether the signal is intended for it or not. Okay, so it will look into whether that message is for itself. If the message is for this particular station, it will take this message and it will not transmit it again. But if the message is not for this particular station, it will use this repeater to repeat the message again, because to increase the signal. Why repeaters are used is to increase the signal, because the signal strength will lose once it starts traveling. What happens is when it comes to a particular distance, the signal quality will start degrading. So to improve the signal strength, what happens is these repeaters are used. That's why your cable operator will put a repeater in each and every street, so that the signal strength will be good for you. Okay, so the repeaters are that. And so as I told you, a signal is passed along the ring in one direction from device to device until it reaches its destination. Okay, so and if the signal, when a device receives a signal intended for another device, its repeater regenerates the bits and passes them along. Okay, so if it is not intended for this, what it will do is it will regenerate or repeat it, the signals. The repeater will regenerate the bits and then will transmit again, and the signal is transmitted to this station, and this station will again look into whether the message is intended for it. If the message is intended for it, it will keep it, not transmitting it again. If it is not intended for it, again it will send it to the next station. Okay, so this is what will happen in the ring topology. Okay, so the signal will be sent in either this direction or this direction, and once the signal is gone to the other station will check whether the signal is intended for it. If it is intended for it, it will keep the data, not transmitting it again. If it is not intended for it, the repeater will regenerate the bits and send it to the next station. So the same algorithm will repeat in the next station as well. So this is the ring topology. Now what happens is, say for example, this link is lost. Okay, if this link is lost, the entire network goes down. Okay, so the link should not go down. That is one of the disadvantages in the ring topology. And advantage is that it is easy to install and reconfigure, and each device is linked to only its immediate neighbor, and adding and removing a device is easy. And because if you just wanted two links, right, you just need two links to actually add a station. For example, you want to add a station over here, you just need two links, one to this and one to this. Okay, so two connections are enough to actually add a thing to a ring topology. And fault isolation is simplified because you will be knowing it. What happens is, how fault isolation is simplified is that when, for example, if one device does not receive a signal within a specific time. Okay, so say for example, this station is 1 and this station is 5, right? Okay, so this station is 5 and this 1 wants to send a message to 5. How can it send? It can send in this direction or it can send in this direction. Whichever is shortest, it will choose it. There will be shortest path algorithms. Based on the shortest path algorithms, it will choose one of the paths. let me put it, remove all this so that you'll understand it clearly. So this is station 1 and this is station 5 only, and station 1 wants to send data to station 5. It can send either in this direction or this direction. It will choose this direction because this is the shortest. Now what happens is this station will wait for this message, okay, to receive, and say for example the delay is more. So then what happens is station 5 will raise an alarm, okay, so will raise an alarm saying that it didn't receive it didn't receive the data in time. Now what happens is that means that there is some problem in this particular path. Okay, so maybe some link is broken, maybe this link is broken, or maybe this link is broken. So likewise, the fault detection will become simplified. Okay, so the fault isolation becomes simplified because of this reason, like a station raising an alarm. So what happens is this alarm will alert the network operator, and the network operator will look into the issue and rectify it. And the disadvantages are like unidirectional traffic. Okay, so in case every station chooses the same path. Okay, so this station is also choosing this path, this station also is choosing this path. Then what happens is the traffic in one direction will become more. Okay, and a breakage in the ring will disable the network. So that is again another disadvantage of the ring topology. And ring topology was prevalent with when IBM introduced its local area network, and in the local area network it was used. Okay, so and IBM introduced one topology which is called as token ring. Okay, so which is actually used for the local area network. IBM used this topology and the name of the topology is token ring. So this is regarding the ring topology. So this is the hybrid topology, the last topology. So wherein so you can see that it is a combination. Okay, a network can be hybrid. We can have a star topology with each and every branch having a bus topology. So you can see that this part is the star topology, and each and every link over here is having a bus topology. So this kind of combination of topologies is considered to be hybrid topology. So that's the end of the concepts topologies. So quickly to brush on, we have seen the concept of topologies today. So what is a topology? Topology is the layout of how networks communicates, how network communicates with different devices. There are two kinds of topologies. One is wired topology and the other is wireless topology. So you can see that today we have looked into the wired topologies. So all these concepts are related to the wired topologies. In the wireless also you can use mesh, wireless mesh topology is also there. Okay, right. And but wherein you will not have in the wireless topologies, you will not have cables. Okay, so the transmission will not happen through cables. So that is wireless. In wireless also you will be having the mesh topology and all that. And so these are the four topologies. Along with this, you do have another topology, which is hybrid topology. I shown you the diagram of the hybrid topology, wherein we just have combined the star topology and the bus topology together. So the first one is mesh, star, bus and ring. We have seen the advantages and disadvantages and how the connections happen with all these topologies in today's class. I hope the class is clear to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.